Welcome to the Footprints Conversation series, where we explore and apply biblical leadership principles at our workplace as believers whose positions and businesses are sacred calling and ministry. Do you know why the workplace is your greatest place of opposition as a believer? What is the first thing you must do as a believer to dominate the workplace? We have one of the eminent statesmen and Governor Daniel to help us address these questions. Please, let's welcome Governor Daniel to the Footprints Conversations.
Great to be back to the Footprints Conversation. I enjoyed the last time I was on Footprints Conversations with Her Excellency First Lady Esther.
Yes, your experience and insights as a top-level governor will always be of value to us. This time we would like to benefit from your experience on how you handled opposition at the workplace as a governor. You were one of the few young men from Israel who was selected for the prestigious leadership program. How did you make the list?
The king had his own rigorous criteria for the selection. No physical defect, handsome, showing aptitude for every kind of learning, well-informed, quick to understand, and qualified to serve in the king's palace. But for me, I knew the Lord gave me that opportunity for a purpose greater than the position and myself. One mistake we often make is that when we assume a position, we think we got to that position because we were better than the other candidates who also competed for that position. There is a purpose beyond yourself and the position. This understanding should be key to your professional career.
Thanks for that understanding. What was the first challenge you faced as a young trainee in such a high-pressure leadership program?
The first challenge was the pressure to conform. Babylon wanted to reshape our identity, what we could eat and drink, how to fit into the popular corporate culture, compromising on our values. Some of my colleagues didn't see anything wrong with that. You may face similar situations at your workplace where some believers will sell their spiritual birthright for the supposedly professional success. In our case, some of the young leaders from Israel got drunk on wine, ate sumptuous food, and were not concerned that the food was served from the altar of Baal, the god of Babylon. But my three colleagues, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, and I, resolved not to defile ourselves with that food.
Many believers today feel pressured to fit into corporate culture. It is like the battle between the secular and the spiritual. How did your spiritual resolve help you handle that stress?
Yes, the workplace is the battlefield of the believer. The good news is that you can dominate the workplace if you do not make any distinction between the secular and the spiritual. I consider the leadership position as a sacred calling with a purpose. It wasn't a secular job or position. Once you have that understanding and resolve, then you have the solid spiritual foundation to set boundaries. If you fail to do this, you may have a great professional career, but at the expense of your soul. Remember, no matter how high you climb, one day you will leave that position behind. You must let your colleagues know who you are, what you believe in, your values and boundaries. That's what we did.
Yes, thanks for that. Unfortunately, sometimes we forget that the position and all that comes with it, power, status, and wealth, are all temporary and may end either with retirement, sickness, or death, right?
Certainly. You will lose focus when you concentrate on these. My employer was the Lord. So whatever I did at the workplace was done with respect, diligence, and effectiveness that will not undermine my testimony and taint the glory of the Lord. For example, I did not fight with my supervisor about the diet and other requirements. I negotiated respectfully with the supervisor, and the Lord caused him to show favor and compassion to us.
If we are to apply your experience at the workplace, can we say that 1, anchoring your identity will prevent compromise, 2, setting boundaries will protect your mental and spiritual well-being, 3, aligning your biblical values with corporate culture is key, and 4, negotiating your worth and values in the company will build trust with supervisors?
Right on point. The Lord will see you through when you take the stand to honor him. We did better than our colleagues that compromised their faith and sacred calling by following the diet and other requirements. We received excellent performance ratings.
Amazing experience and testimony. If you are an executive, business owner, or at management level, the Lord wants you to have such amazing testimonies at your workplace. The Can Do Leaders Network could partner with you through the executive coaching program handled by experienced former executives to help you apply these biblical principles at your workplace. Email us and you will never regret the results. We guarantee you. Let's give it to Governor Daniel for sharing his insights and experiences.
If this Footprints conversation has been a blessing to you, pass it on to be a blessing to others. Are you a believer committed to fulfilling your calling at your workplace and marketplace? We have several resources to help you do that. Just subscribe at the YouTube channel to receive new resources we create every week.